I'll be ready to go.
Roger.
time, and I won't be waiting for the tides to finally lie. 8,000 miles, long way to travel. Before you go,
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, tonight we have to start off just a little bit different. Tonight we find out that a member of our community, our family, is hurting, and we obviously have to send out lots of thoughts and prayers to Dustin Ping, the entire Ping family, for the loss of Jewel Daisy Taylor, or Grandma Jewel. Jewel was born on March 3rd, 1935, passed away unfortunately April 15th, 2024 at age 89. She was born in Hannibal, Missouri and moved to Columbus, Indiana in 1952. Grandma Jewel was a woman of many passions, her love for music being among the most profound. She participated in an all-women's choir during high school, sparking a lifelong passion for music. This love extended to the piano, which she played beautifully. She attempted to teach all of her grandchildren how to play. For some, the lessons stuck. For others, less so. Regardless of the genre, being it 1940s jazz or hard rock, she embraced all music, often influenced by her eclectic grandchildren. Jewel was a dedicated mother to 7 children, 6 boys and 1 girl. Her commitment to family was mirrored in her personal life. She served as a nurse for nearly 30 years at the local hospital, where her care extended beyond her family to touch the lives of the community. As an avid traveler, Jewel loved adventures. Whether they were an hour away or across the country, she delighted in seeing and experiencing new places, always ready for her next journey. Above all, Jewel cherished her grandchildren, 18 in total, along with 27 great grandchildren and 1 great great grandchild. Her unconditional love made her truly special, a matriarch whose legacy and love and dedication continues to live on in her family. And ladies and gentlemen, what we'd like to do now is offer up a moment of silence in honor of Jewel here tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking that time with us here on True Sim Productions. Now let's get on with a little bit of information regarding this race. And of course, our hearts are going to be with Dustin Ping all night long. Tanner joining me up in the booth. And Tanner, not the way we want to start, but the way we will always start when we have a member of our family, a member of our community in pain.
Absolutely, brother. Excited to be here tonight. Hate the circumstances right now, but really love to see the community, the family, like you said, come together as Dustin Ping 81's last solo car on track. As he's got a lot of people supporting him right now.
Words couldn't have summed that up any better than that burnout just did. All right, let's get on with the information because we sure do have ourselves a race full adventure here tonight. 100. No, that's not even right. I was going to say 114 laps, and no.
That would be an easy one.
That would be way too easy. What are we? 240 laps tonight, I believe.
240.
It's enough to bring out an extra stage here tonight. Stage 1 going to end at the end of lap number 60. Stage 2 ends at the end of lap 120. Stage 3 at the end of lap 180. And then we march to lap 240 to finish this one off here tonight. And Tanner, this is not the easiest track. It's not the longest track that we've been to by any stretch of the means, but it is tough on the tires.
It's tough on the tires, and one thing about this race, you mentioned, we're adding an extra stage. So there's roughly about 60 extra laps to this race than a normal mile-and-a-half race. But they don't get no extra tires. They run the same sets that they've had all season long. So I look for stage 1 and stage 2 to be a battle of who wants to push it, who wants to use the tires up, and who doesn't. It's going to make for an interesting night of strategy coming down pit road.
Sure is. And we got to go ahead and thank all of our sponsors tonight, of course. It's all about Jewel. Jewel, there's a nice little picture of her right there. That's going to stay right there here tonight. In honor of Dustin Ping and family. All right, it looks like qualifying getting underway here. And who else should we start off with? None other than the 99 of Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll on the track, multi-time winner already here this season for the Blazing Pedals, looking to see if he can notch another one here tonight.
As Chris, he has finished only one race outside the top 5 all season long. So the 99 has been Mr. Consistency all season long, and it starts here with qualifying. He always puts himself up towards the front, and I look for tonight to be a little bit of the same recipe. Oh, he actually got in the wall of it right there, Chris.
Yeah, but a 29.90 already on top of the speed charts. Larry Bell, Cody Heinzman. Welcome to Cody Heinzman making his debut here tonight. Now Heinzman launches himself up top on the speed chart. 29.64. Don Kilrow, a 29.70. Chris Carroll not able to, well, he does do a little bit better, but right now being scored third fastest.
I think, Chris, a track like tonight with the lean, fuel is not going to be a big factor, so it's going to sound a little weird me saying this, but I feel like the guy to watch tonight is the 41. I think when it comes to managing the equipment, when it comes to the strategy it takes over the course of a 240-lap race, I feel like the 41 of Kilrow is going to park at 41 in victory lane tonight. That is my pick for tonight.
All right, well, I will tell you that during practice, I was shocked. I was surprised. I picked some more because I'm not sure what else to say here. But right now, she's being scored 12 fastest. But that 8 car during practice was 4th quickest at the end of practice. Watch out for Amanda Sherman here. She might have this place figured out.
Hey, when I joined in, she was actually second, and she stayed third for the longest time. But you are right. She finished out the practice session of happy hour, fourth fastest. So that shows the 8 car. It has speed. Savage Edge, TNA Motorsports, they brought a good piece for her here at Charlotte.
Yeah. Her husband, Corey Sherman, currently on track. Corey gonna try and lay a couple of good ones down. Corey Sherman, right now, it's his first lap, and there's a couple of guys here that really do need to try and straighten out their season. I would say Corey is in that list, along with like the Soul Stealer, Brian Dees. Dees, as of late, is having terrible trouble.
To touch on the Corey Sherman part of that, Sherman, remember, he came out in the beginning of the season like he was shot out of a cannon. Led a lot of laps at Daytona, led a lot of laps at Atlanta. But ever since then, it has been a little bit of a downhill slide for the 3.
You know, Dustin Ping is about to step foot on track for the first time here tonight under speed. We're going to keep an eye on him. At some point here, well, we'll wait until after Dustin's done, but we're going to bring up the points and see where everybody's standing there, as we have got the first 16 drivers qualified and out of the way.
You know who I'm seeing not out here? Austin Edstrom, and that was my pick. He actually was at the real life Talladega race that just ended a little bit ago, so it does not look like he's going to make it tonight. He was my race chatter pick, so I'm a little sad about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you watched Race Chatter last night, granted, it went a little bit long, but you would have known that Tanner's pick, not so great.
Did not make a good pick. I wasted a heavy hitter on a night he's not even going to be here. Man, what about Cody Heinzman, the catch-up man, as I've coined him on Race Chatter? Comes in brand new to the series. We hear that he wins a lot in Cyber, right? The other series before he races throughout the week, Chris. Wins a lot in Cyber Thunder. He's going to come over here and put it on pole for his first race ever in BPL. That's going to be pretty impressive for the 51, the old catch-up man, as I've coined him.
Yeah, well, you were a little late to the party. If I brought up my chat there that we have in TNA for our group, you would see that it didn't take me all of about 30 seconds to come up with that one. But, hey, look, Dustin Ping is done. He right now is qualified in the 16th spot. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is out there. It's a good time right now. Let's go ahead and bring up our points.
Look at the gap between first and second. I told y'all it was Mr. Consistency this season. And that just, I mean, that's a testament, though.
Yeah, that's, I don't know how you look. There's a lot of comers and goers, but you look at the top 3; they're kind of solid right now. No gain, no loss, no nothing. Well, it's gonna be a tough season for a lot of drivers out there, and a lot of guys need to start stringing a few together here tonight.
I look for tonight. If you saw on Facebook the storylines to watch post, it's been a running theme that is this the week the 12-car Mark Arthur turns it all around. It's been every week, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the week right here for the 12-car. He's currently 21st in the points with 192 points. He's had a terrible season. He'll tell you so himself. He's missed a race. He don't like the car. Tonight, though, is the time where the Barbie Mobile turns it all around.
At the bottom of the screen, of course, we have our stages for tonight. Lap 60, lap 120, lap 180, and then we drive to lap 240 for the longest event here of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have an extra glass of water next to you, now might be the time. As we are wrapping up qualifying here pretty quick, I want to say hi to Lori. Thank you, Lori, for being out there. And thank everybody for tuning in here to True Sim Productions, live every Sunday night for Blazing Pedals. Tom Morosco picking up a 4th quickest. And speaking of Mark Arthur, we're just talking about him, Tanner. He's out on track.
Mark, I've talked to him a few times today on and off. He seems pretty comfortable, and that's not something I could say most weeks throughout the season. But he feels pretty comfortable. I think he is starting to really get a feel for the car. And a track like Charlotte, I mean, it's just your typical cookie cutter track, right? So there's going to be more of these on the schedule. If you can figure them out early in the season, you can really put yourself in a great position later on in the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's figured it out good enough to be 4th quickest. Shelly Cook checking in. Mark Arthur, right now, 4th quickest, a 29.76 for Mark. Finishing it up in 4th spot, Dave Seats is out there on track, and his number 14, Full Send Graphics. Let's see what Seats has in that 14. A little bit slow on that first lap, a 30.11, good enough for 21st starting position. Looks like we're going to have 25 drivers bringing on action here tonight from Charlotte. Mike Hamlin also out there doing laps. He is going to qualify himself in 17th. Seats just behind him in 18th, a 9.2 and a 9.5 respectively. The only driver that has not come out to qualify, Mike Massengill, and we only have about 20 seconds left. Not enough time.
Off night for Hamlin qualifying. Coming in here tonight, P2 in the points, starting 17th. This is going to be the worst start of the season for the 11, I do believe.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
Luckily for him, though, it is the longest race of the season.
Yeah, tonight, you just got to strap in tonight because it's going to take a minute to get through this one. Speaking of getting through it, let's go with the grid on top. Sitting on the pole, the driver of the number 51, first time here with the Blazing Pedals. Newest TNA member, Cody Heinzman. To his outside in the 41 out of MFRD Racing, it's going to be Dalton Kilrow inside row number 2. The 3 out of TNA Motorsports, it's Corey Sherman. Starting in the 4th spot here tonight, driving the number 12, it's going to be Mark Arthur. Inside row number 3, driving the 1 out of MFRD, it's Ty Morosco. To his outside, the Pit Lizard Performance, number 99 of Chris Carroll. Starting in the 7th spot, the 16 of Eric Blount. I believe, is this his first time out? Could be. Jamie Walker in the 88, going to be starting to his outside in the 8th position. Starting in 9th, it's the 66 of Chris Berg. 5 Kings Motorsports, number 24 of Samuel Lawson's going to have the 10th starting spot. Starting in 11th, it is going to be the MFRD driver of the number 12, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. The 13 of Alex Harris, going to be starting to his outside in 12th. Starting in the 13th spot tonight, it's the 33 out of Speed Mafia. It's John Perkins to his outside. Driver of the number 27, Hunter Lagunas. 5 Kings Motorsports, number 42, Kyle Wallman, going to be starting 15th. To his outside, the 4 of Larry Bell out of Lizard Performance. Starting in 17th spot, the 11 of Mike Hamlin out of Limitless Motorsports. To his outside teammate Dave Seats in the 14. Starting in 19th spot, last week's winner at Talladega, the USA Firearms, number 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Blackhawk Motorsports, number 81, Dustin Ping, going to be starting to his outside, starting in 21st. The MFRD Racing driver, number 17 of Brian Dees. The 9 car, going to be starting in 22nd here tonight. That's Jason Bauer. Starting in 23rd, TNA Motorsports Zone, Philip Van Vliet. Starting in the 24th spot, it is going to be Amanda Sherman. And picking up shotgun on the field. Starting 25th here tonight out of Blackhawk Motorsports, it's the number 20 of Mike Massengill. Getting ready for the first green flag here on this long 240 lap event. We go live. Side by side, first two rows. Cold tires, never really know what you're going to have when you're going side by side at speed for the first lap.
These moments right here, though, are some of the most crucial moments for the entire race. Yes, it's a long race, but track position will be key. Remember, fuel's not an issue. The stages tonight, they're 60 laps in length. They can go about 70 laps for fuel. So fuel is not going to be an issue. We're 3 wide for the race lead.
3 wide for the race lead. Mark Arthur pushing his luck early on. And speaking of pushing, how about the 3 of Corey Sherman on the outside, giving the 12 a little shove all the way to the race lead. Corey Sherman now battling it out with Cody Heinzman for second spot.
Aggressive move there out of the 12 and out of the 3. They made it work, made it stick, and have moved forward doing it. Now the 12 car has the clean air out front, but here comes the 3 car hard charging on the outside. They're barreling down into 3 and 4.
Corey Sherman has a great run on the outside. Sherman looking for a good run here tonight. He's got to change his season around. Teammate Cody Heinzman on the outside, also getting around the 12 of Mark Arthur. Top 3 settled for now, but here comes the 41. Dalton Kilrow working the outside of the 12.
There's Jamie Walker, middle of the pack, got into the outside wall a little bit in 1 and 2. So these boys are racing everywhere throughout the entire field.
Jamie Walker, the 88, on the outside still. And these guys are just all over the place early on. Side-by-side battle right now for the 6th spot between Harris and Chris Carroll. Here comes the 66 of Berg on the outside. The outside seems to be moving early. Oh, the 16. Gotta be careful of that. Eric Blount went below that line and got a little bit loose for his work. Able to hold on to it in the Aflac, number 16. Up top, it is Corey Sherman leading his teammate Cody Heinzman. Heinzman in second spot, Kilrow, Alex Harris in 4th. Mark Arthur is dropped back down to 6th spot. He's on the inside. Here comes Chris Carroll. They make contact. Chris Carroll goes around Mark Arthur. That inside lane does not look like it's very happy right now, Tanner.
It looks to be like they are struggling, fighting for grip on corner exit every time down low. You're seeing Mark in the 12 is currently going backwards right now. As the high side is the right side right now, it looks to be.
Yeah, the outside lane is just motivating. Here comes the 81 of Dustin Ping, already up 10 spots, looking for more. Ping in the top 10.
And you hit the nail on the head. You said looking for more to the outside of the 12 car here. And I'm not sure if Mark might be trying to save a little bit of tire. I'm not 100% sure, but he is going backwards in a hurry.
Now behind Mark Arthur, it's Jamie Walker. Walker settled in behind him for just a second, now kicks it to the outside. The 88 now looking to get around Mark Arthur. He's got a head of steam. Behind this duo is 2 more rows of 2x2 action. Ping now working around the 27 of Hunter Lagunas. Dustin Ping up to 8th spot.
81 is coming fast, but man, oh man, it's a confidence booster here for the 3 of Corey Sherman. He's gotten out front. He's holding the lead. He's actually extending the lead a little bit over teammate Cody Heinzman, the catch-up man. So, I mean, a great start to a long night here for the 3.
Yeah, he's got to be a little careful. If he's extending the lead, that might mean that he's stretching those tires just a little bit more than he wants to this early in the run. Back up those corners a little bit, get a good run through the middle, and come out full throttle. We'll see.
I hear the coach in your voice right there. I can tell you definitely done it a few weekends, huh?
A couple times. 2 weeks from yesterday. Speaking of, my first time in the hauler for the season.
You got 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Are y'all ready to rock and roll?
Hell no. We're still putting the body on.
Never truly ready, huh?
Not until we're on track, buddy.
Right on, boss. I love it. Well, best of luck to y'all. I know y'all are going to have some fun this season.
Oh, we sure hope to. I do have to look at the schedule. That might be the first weekend. I'm going to have to ask you to do this one solo, but we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. We're here for it regardless. Whether you're here or you're at the track, we'll be here.
12 laps down of 240. Corey Sherman so far has led the most around Charlotte. Before the race, I did ask some guys down in the TNA chat. I said, because Corey wasn't on yet, so I asked them to make sure that Corey didn't end up on the Roval at some point here tonight.
Oh my goodness. I guess you saw Race Chatter?
I was watching.
Man, oh man. Don't get me started on that. I was speechless of that, Chris. Folks, if you don't know, go back and watch Race Chatter. Go watch the top 10. It is the last. It's number 1 in the top 10. Just fast forward to near the end, and you can see Corey Sherman come off pit road and make a left-hand turn onto a road course when they're racing the oval. I can't never do enough justice explaining it. All I can say is go watch it.
yeah, you have to see it.
That was awesome. It was awesome.
Our points leader coming into the night may not have qualified as well as he'd like, but right now he's sitting in the 6th spot, right behind Chris Berg. The 99 looking in the inside. Jamie Walker pops onto my screen, so some small electrical issues, striking the 88 early on here.
Chris,
Behind it.
Looking at timing and scoring, sorry to interrupt you. I've noticed a lot of people coming and going. You mentioned Dustin Pink up 11 spots. Alex C. Harris is up 9. Kyle the Wildman Wellman up 7. Then you got people like Ty Morosco. He's went backwards 10 spots. Marks went back 6-7 spots. So a lot of people are coming and going. That tells me definitely some are worried about tires more than others.
Well, that's exactly what it's telling me. And these guys that are moving back right now, watch for them at about lap number, I would guess somewhere around 40 to start catching the front of the field.
As I was in chatter saying great save, but I missed it. Somebody had a good save out here though. So they're getting dicey now. They are starting to feel the effects of tire wear if they were pushing it.
Constance is out there saying hi. Hi, Constance. And Shelly Cook, she's out there cheering on TNA. Well, TNA right now has spots 1 and 2.
Locked up right now, 1 and 2.
Alex Harris, biggest gainer inside of the top 5. He is up 9. And that USA Firearms, number 13. Behind him, it's Dalton Kilroe. Dalton has slipped back a couple of spots. And I think he's fine right there. I think he's riding along kind of comfortable right now. Chris Carroll behind him. He rounds out the top 5. And here comes Jamie Walker.
I think, piggybacking on what you said about Dalton, I think he definitely is fine, content right there. He is looking to the inside of the 13 of Alex C. Harris, but Alex has been running the high side. I think if you're around Chris Carroll at any point during the race, you know you're doing pretty good, right? You know he's going to eventually find his way to the front. I think Dalton's just riding, a snake in the grasses, waiting to strike.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And right there, the 99 had to let off the throttle just a little bit. Harris started floating up towards the wall. Might be getting a little bit tight in that 13 car. That's typically what that means when it won't turn down. It's a little bit tight. And from every report that we're hearing about this car is you cannot just turn left, because if you do, you will lose control. So Harris doing a great job keeping it off the wall and getting back in line, and Chris Carroll for giving him the room to do so.
I've done a lot of laps with that 13 on short tracks and on mile and a half as well. He's somebody, he likes to go from the drop of the green flag. He don't want to ride around, don't want to wait. So he's definitely somebody that got up there. We mentioned it, right? He's the biggest mover inside the top 5 at one point. He definitely used up those tires. As now Chris Carroll and Dalton Kilroy both get by him, and now the 88's looking to do the same in the coming laps.
Harris is doing just fine. Mark Arthur starting to make his march back up towards the front, as he has found the outside line a little bit. Mark Arthur being scored currently in the 7th spot, and he is wall riding it.
He was right up next to that outside wall, trying to make the most momentum he can. As now Walker looking to the inside of Alex E. Harris, going to see if Mark Arthur can follow suit.
Now, the thing about Walker that I have seen is he has made quite a few passes already on the inside. Most drivers here are doing it on the outside. Walker doing it on the inside. So kind of interesting to see that. And you see how much higher Mark Arthur was that time by.
Mark's playing a game of Russian roulette, though, Chris. One mistake, one lapse of judgment, and you're in the outside wall. I'm terrified of riding up there, but he was doing it perfect. Nice to the inside of the 13. Let's see if he gets momentum here at the strike.
Yeah, Jamie Walker on the inside lost a little bit of that momentum, slipped back a couple of spots. Now the 12 looking to do the same thing. Mark Arthur back in the top 5.
Runs him up the track. They make a little bit of contact right there.
Mark has got Chris Berg right behind. He supplied the push. Now Mark Arthur has got 5th spot. Chris Berg on the inside looking to try and get around Harris. Top 4 drivers nose to tail. No conversation to be had about them. They're just chilling. A lot of these drivers, I have a feeling, Tanner, I have a big feeling that a lot of these guys are just saving tires, maybe saving fuel a little bit too. I don't know why you'd have to do that, but who knows? There is actually an advantage to saving some fuel right now, and that is that you take less fuel when you stop on pit road, right?
Absolutely, and the fuel actually can take longer than the tires. So if you make the fuel time a little bit shorter, time spent on pit road, that's time gained on a track.
Dustin Ping inside of the top 10, running in the 10th spot, the 81. You gotta believe it's a heavy heart. Just 6 days ago, losing what, for all intents and purposes, and in the story, it's pretty clear. She's a huge part of the family. And right now, the 24, Sam Lawson, party boy, back out on track. First time this season, I believe, for the 24. Kicking a race chatter paint scheme.
Yeah, supporting race chatter. Shout out to the old party boy, the governor.
Kid's got more nicknames than I have fingers, I swear.
He does. As he's currently 3 wide. Ping, Morosco. As man, oh man, it got tight right then. You're really starting to see the guys push up off the bottom. That's telling me they are definitely getting tight. Oh, the 42
goodness.
and the 66.
Oh, as you were watching that, I was watching the 1 climb into the 24. So it's starting to happen. These guys are going to have to back up their corners. They're going to have to enter in just a little bit slower and try and get that run out. Now, will they? That's the next question.
While that was going on, I don't know how Kyle and Jamie Walker, or Kyle and Chris Berg did not wreck there. That was impressive. They both were sideways right there. So cars are definitely getting tight, hard to turn. That crew chief in, you've already said it. Back in the corner down a little bit. Wait to get on the throttle. But we're race car drivers, right? We don't know the meaning of that, but you got to.
You do. And hey, look, up top 3, Chris Carroll, our points leader, has made his way to 3rd spot. Mark Arthur is in 5th. He's got a little ways to go before catching Dalton Kilrow, but just that difference in backing up for the 10 or so laps that he did, and Mark Arthur right now is keeping pace with the guys up front of him.
And Mark's actually just close enough where he's catching a little bit of a draft off Dalton Kilrow up in front. It's hurting him a little bit on corner, the dirty air, right? We hear it every Sunday in real life NASCAR. The dirty air, it's a real thing on here. But on that straightaway, Dalton's basically giving him a toe. So I look for the 12 to eventually start inching forward and catching the 41.
Yeah, just about 9/10 behind Dalton Kilrow right now. Up top, it's still Corey Sherman, who has led most of the 32 laps that we have run here so far. His teammate and first-time runner here for Blazing Pedals, Cody Heinzman, sits in the 2nd spot.
I'm pretty sure they're the only 2 that's led tonight, right?
A
lot of laps ago, I know. I don't know if Corey's may have led every lap, honestly. I don't know. I can't remember. I know he's led most of them, right? We definitely know that. He's got out front and kept that 3-car front and center. It always helps to have a teammate behind you. But, man, you know the catch-up man's fast. I don't know if I want him that close behind him.
Mark Arthur led a lap early on. Corey pushed him to the lead.
That is right. You have a great memory. Great memory, because I can see that now in my head, but, man, oh, man, I would never have thought of it.
Chris Carroll seems to be settling down in that 3rd spot as top 2 drivers are pulling away just a little bit, and that may be by design. Again, he might be backing up those corners just a little bit. You see Cody Heinzman getting really close now to that back bumper of the 3. Heinzman might be able to take over the race lead just about any time he wants to, but will he do it over a teammate? I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know a ton about Cody, but look forward to having him on TNA. It's great.
That's what I was going to say. We're basically learning on the fly with Cody right here, right? We know he's fast. We hear he wins a lot of races, but I've never actually seen him race, and so it's cool to see him out here and pressuring the race leader right now.
Well, what's really good about having Cody out there so far is I think it might be helping Corey. Corey is running very, very clean tonight so far. And now he moves down just a little bit. That's going to give Cody a little bit of an opening. Cody does not take it. The door gets shut by Corey Sherman. But having somebody around the same speed as you sometimes is a really good thing for a team. And look, I'm not saying that Phillip or Aaron or even Amanda can't keep pace. But to do it lap after lap after lap, that's something different. Go back in the field just a little bit. You see Brian Dees getting it on with Chris Berg in the 66. Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, on the inside. And trust me, he is looking for a one dandy of a race here tonight. He's up 14 spots, is the Soul Stealer. And he really needs to pull a good one out of the hat tonight.
He's currently in the position for stage points. Now, granted, stage is not till lap 60, at the end of lap 60. So about 23, 22 laps to go. But he does have the track position currently.
Yeah, my goodness, I'm not even thinking about that. Yeah, that's like 22 laps away.
I know, but you gotta play chess out here at all times.
Well, the last guy on track right now, if the stage were to end to get points, would be Taylor Butcher Benjamin out of MFRD. He's currently sitting in the 10th spot. He does have Mike Hamlin right behind him. Hamlin up 6 spots. And we know that he's no slouch. He's going to be looking to try and crack into that top 10 before the end of stage number 1.
As I've kept my camera up front, Corey's starting to push a little bit. Heinzman's got to the inside of him twice now, but not really applying a lot of pressure. He's just kind of getting there based off the momentum. So I'm thinking the 3-car might be struggling with that right front here, crew chief. I think the driver's been abusing them.
Yeah, he might have been. And the right thing to do right now, you still have 20 laps to go. I would back it down. Back it down, cool off those tires, and make a run for those stage points closer to the end of the stage. And I think that might be what Corey's doing. He obviously has some handling problems. He didn't even fight for the race lead there. So Corey running his own race right now. And look at this. Cody Heinzman already about a 2.5 car length lead over Corey Sherman.
I was just about to say, now's the time we're going to see if the 51, if he was being held back there, or if he's really about the same pace.
Well, yeah, look at the stretch already here in the corner. I mean, it's 4, maybe 5 car lengths. Ooh. Somebody brought their speed on tonight. Somebody's excited to be racing in BPL. I love to see
Absolutely. We love it. We do love it. That means the talent is growing out here, and that's hard to say, right? Because it's already really talented. There's a lot of talent. And I'm telling you, anybody first through 15th, you put them in any other league, they can win a race. And I mean that. I mean that. So I mean, it's awesome to see the talent always growing.
Early story right now, Kyle Wellman has been on pit road a couple of times. So Wellman being scored a lap down right now. Not the end of the world, but man, you don't want to do that too many times here.
It stinks for the 42 because I talked to him earlier. His strategy was he cannot do the whole race. He wanted to maybe pit off sequence to everybody else, get tires, and go up there and try to lead a lap, maybe win a stage, but he knows he cannot do the whole race. So looks like he's trying that, but currently scored a lap down. But he's faster than everybody he's around. He's definitely on for four Mr. Feelgoods. He passed some of them guys with every sitting still.
All right, I didn't know that, and if that's the case, this strategy is okay. Because right now he is blistering fast. The only problem is you got to deal with the traffic.
Right. You're on the interstate. You're bumper to bumper right here, and that guy in that Suburban, he don't want to let you over. So you're going to just make room now. Get in where you fit in.
Yeah. Right now he's clear high. He needs to go to the top side and get some more. Not able to do it though. As John Perkins is kind of running the lane that the 42 wants, and just like that, look at the difference in tires. My God. You think there's some fall off here?
Oh my goodness, I love to see that as a broadcaster. As a driver, that would scare me. That's a lot of fall off you saw right there between the pace difference there. I don't know if I've ever seen the pace difference that big before, Chris.
That is huge.
He passed 5 dudes in one corner, basically.
Well, the wheelman is up, and the wheelman is running on those fresh tires. He's got about 15 laps to get around the race leader, make his way around into the top 10 to try and score some points. Kyle Wellman, it's reported he's not going to be able to go the distance, so he's got to find some points somewhere. The only way to do it, finish top 10 in a stage.
I don't know if it's possible for him. I think he's going to get up there and get his lap back. I mean, that's a given, it looks like now at this point. Although there's a lot of real estate between him and the race leader currently.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go around 6th spot. Mark Arthur.
His catch-up man just crossed start finish line. He is our race leader.
Next up for Kyle Wellman in the 42 is going to be Brian Dees, and Wellman's lap times still about a second 0.15 faster than the race leader.
So he's definitely a lot quicker. The eye test did not tell us a lie. But now at some point, this advantage is going to start falling off a little bit, right? He's always going to have the advantage because his tires are fresher. But they're not going to stay peak performance like they are right now, lap after lap after lap. You got to get what you can early out of it.
Yeah. Oh, big wiggle out of the 42. Oh, my goodness.
think he's not trying to get everything right now. You're wrong.
Oh my goodness, I guess so. Kyle Wellman. Oh man. He is putting on a one-car show right now, trying to get his lap back. And that's only half of what he's got to do, right? He's got to come around again.
Right. He's got to do it twice.
And I'm looking at the number of laps in which he's got to do it. I got bad news for him. He started this too late.
Now, if he was to get around Cody and say that caution was to fall, right?
Well, that's a different story, yeah.
Then, right? But right now, I like the call. I think he just waited a little long on it. But we're in the booth, right? We're not drivers. Hindsight's always 20/20 in that.
It is so easy for us to call stuff right now.
Right.
There he is.
Yep, there he is, getting his lap back.
And he gone. I mean, just like that.
That showed me a lot with Cody as well. Wellman didn't even really get there yet. And Cody showed him the bottom, let him go on. He knew, he recognized 42 car was coming like a bat out of hell. And Cody got out of the way.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that's just heads up racing. You got to know what's going on around you. You got to know what's going on with your car, the guy in front of you, and the guy behind you. If you don't know those three things,
right, and
you're in trouble.
Rule number one when it comes to racing, right? Protect your own car first. I don't know if he necessarily did that to protect Wellman's car, but he was protecting his own car. Don't want to be involved.
Yeah, I see Wellman coming up on me like that. I'm getting off track. I'm going to the next state over. I'm doing whatever I can.
He might be called the Wheelman, but I've always called him only as one and only wild man. And there's a reason for that. He is a wild man.
Well, during all of that, Jason Bauer ended up going a lap down. Bauer in the 9 car has fallen a lap.
That's tough for the 9. Remember, just last week, qualified P3, I believe it was.
Who's the guy I said had to have a really good run tonight? Driver of the number 17, Brian Dees. Right now, he is running 3 wide on the bottom side. Looking to try and take away a spot from Chris Carroll. Bauer was the guy on the top side. He's gone.
How many laps have the 17 and 99 done battle over the course of 2 to 3 seasons now? They're familiar with each other, and the 1 as well.
Yeah, I think Morosco knows the 17 has to have himself a good night. Morosco following him. And I couldn't look. He's up 18 spots since the drop of the green flag is Brian Dees. He's running in 3rd spot, kind of out of nowhere. He knows exactly what he has to do, and he knows exactly how he's going to do it. Right now, Brian Dees, the Soul Stealer, reaping another.
I didn't even really notice this. Like you said, where the hell did he come from? This is race-winning pace right here. I mean, he had terrible track position for qualifying, right? Up 18 spots, like you said. Man, oh man. Hey, when this stage does come out, and we still get bunched back up, Soul Stealer may have something to say to the catch-up man and the Shermanator.
Well, I'll tell you what. Race pace, race-winning pace, you got it dead on the money. Last time by, Cody Heinzman ran a 31.35, the exact same time as Brian Dees. Dees running the exact same pace as our race leader right now in 3rd spot. Last time by, faster.
Faster by 10th.
Dees looking for as many bonus points as he can. Look, stage 1 is almost done. We're 4 laps away from being done with stage number 1.
Well, he's in the outside wall. Remember, you laughed at me when I said he was running 7th and was starting to think about stage points. See, he's moved forward.
Well, I'll tell you another guy that's fast right now, and that's his teammate right behind him. Ty Morosco is quick right now. He may actually be quicker than Brian Dees, but he's not forcing the issue.
And speaking about Morosco, we've said it numerous times on here. Take a shot every time we say Morosco's first win at Daytona, right? But I made a statement that night. I said they're hard. The hardest one to get is that first one. I pointed him getting 3. Oh, he's in the outside wall here at turn number 2. I said 3 race wins for the 1 this season. Currently slided 4th, but yes, mistake there. Got into the outside wall.
Yeah, may have been watching D's a little too much, and that's something that happens. You kind of get into that tunnel vision, and we've all done it. But boy,
I don't like that damage to that right front. I didn't think it was that bad of a hit initially. Then the camera panned over. That could be some aero damage. He might lose some downforce on that one machine now.
Yeah. I think a good pit stop ought to take care of that. Speaking of, that's going to be coming here in just a couple of laps because Cody Heinzman getting ready to pass the start-finish line to start lap 60. The caution flag slated to come out at the end of this lap. So Cody Heinzman right now, by virtue of having a 1.72 second lead over Corey Sherman, should be the stage 1 winner. Not a bad way to start here in Blazing Pedals.
We were wondering 10 laps ago. I asked you if he was actually faster than the 3, or if he was about the same pace-wise, and that question got answered tenfold here. So 51 comes to win his first stage of his BPO career.
Waiting on that caution flag to make it official. There it is. Cody Heinzman makes it official. His first 60 laps in Blazing Pedals, his first stage win. Corey Sherman going to be finishing 2nd. Brian Dees in 3rd. Tom Orozco able to hold on for 4th. Chris Carroll in 5th. Brian Zimmerman 6th. Mike Hamlin 7th. Mark Arthur 8th. Dalton Kilroe 9th. And Dave Seats rounds out those bonus points in the top 10.
All right, crew chief. Remember, they don't have an extra set of tires here. They're rolling with the same they've had all season, 4. Sitting in the pits. Are we double stinting here, crew chief, or are we taking 4 tires?
We're double stinting.
I think you got to, right?
The only way you're not going to double stint this one is if you are way, way back and you want a chance at some bonus points. But that might it'll cost you a race win.
What if, we saw the pace difference here. What if you gave me 4 tires and I went and lapped most of the field? It's a tough call right here, isn't it?
I don't like it, and I'll tell you why. You don't know what's going to happen when you're going through that traffic. Look, these guys, they're going to get tighter and tighter as the race goes on if they don't take tires. That makes it really tricky. We know that mistakes. Yeah, a lot easier for mistakes, and we know that the outside's a little bit quicker. Well, these cars are going to be pushing to the outside lane, so you would have to be very careful. Cody Heinzman leading him down pit road, and he hits his pit stall. Pit stall number 1. Right sides go up, so tires it is for Cody Heinzman and Dalton Kilroe.
Wow. So no double stint.
No double stint here, as we'll be looking for it later on. Oh, the 17. Boy, you might want to go back and check on the 17. That was an ultra quick pit stop. But it does look like he took tires, according to Time in Box.
He did.
Wow. Really, really fast pit stop for the Brian Dees team. Michael Falk must be giving him extra ice cream in the weekdays.
I am shocked to see that nobody, according to timing and scoring, now time spent in the box, nobody did a fuel-only stop here, I don't think. I am blown away.
Dalton Kilroe still being, very slow on pit road. Alex Harris also very slow on pit road. Kilroe's going to come out starting in 23rd.
99 got hit with a race control hammer call, I believe. Dropping to the tail end of the longest line.
Ooh.
Looks like a black flag for the 99. Not sure what the infraction was, but I did see him letting everybody by. He told everybody to go on by.
I wonder if he maybe came out of the right-hand side lane a little early.
Also hearing Dalton said he pancaked the wall really hard earlier. That's why he was spending had a little bit of extended time on pit road. But I didn't even catch that earlier. So that shows there's so much going on. It's impossible to catch it all, right?
Watching Chris Carroll down pit road. I don't see an infraction there, so maybe speed would be the only other thing that I can think of. I don't know.
Maybe just trying to get a little bit too much out of it. Speed limit, I mean, it is what it is. You go over, they bust you, right?
Here's what I do know. Your race leader, Cody Heinzman. Outside pole, Brian Dees. Cody Heinzman's teammate, Corey Sherman, going to be sitting in the third spot, and Brian Zimmerman going to be starting outside row number 2. Row 3 is going to be Mike Hamlin and Mark Arthur. Pace car drops down. We get ready to go back under the green for stage number 2. Look at the jump Heinzman got. Oh, my goodness. The battle right now going to be for second spot. Corey Sherman underneath the Soul Stealer. Brian Dees. Sherman sticks it out by about a half a car length. Now Dees battling back with the momentum on the outside. Do not make this your race. Let him go if you have to. Catch him later if you have to. Don't kill your tires right now. Sherman didn't listen. He didn't listen at all.
He did not listen. Driver did not listen, but he made the pass, got clear. I was supposed to set on the 51 out front. But I'm watching that 17 here. I think we're getting ready to see fireworks for him. If he can never get the track, just get up there and start racing that 51.
Look at what
fast on the long run.
Look at what the top 3 has done to the rest of the field already. Heinzman, Sherman, Dees, gone. Then you got to step back to Zimmy. Mike Hamlin.
Crazy. I wonder if something happened. That is crazy for that big of a gap.
I mean, these guys up top, they're running 29 9s, 29 7s. Brian Zimmerman last time by a 30-36. You're talking almost a half a second difference in the pace between the top 3 and everybody else.
Brian Zimmerman was up 15, 14 spots there. I'm wondering if maybe he did not take tires when we pit. I see he did have like a 14-second stop.
15. No, he didn't do fuel. He did tires.
Right, you would think.
These 3 might be pushing just a little bit too hard. I think that might be a little bit more of what's going on than anything else, but man, are they gone. I mean, look at the stretch. My God, it's doubling every lap. These guys know that there's like 170 laps to go, right?
They didn't catch that memo ever. They never seem to do it.
Yeehaw! Look who's in 4th spot. It's Kyle Wellman in the 42. He came out of nowhere on this restart. Wellman's like, guys, I'm pretty used to these fresh tires. I'll show you how to run them. Wellman right now running a 29.99 sub 30, and that puts him in the same group as the top 3.
Wellman has a hornet's nest behind him. Mike Hamlin, Perkins, Mark, Zimmerman, and TBB. They've been swapping lanes. Everybody's trying to make the passes right now. They're trying to get that track position.
We've kind of been waiting all year for these guys to kind of get used to this car and be able to provide the kind of racing that we're used to seeing here in Blazing Pedals. And knock on wood, so far tonight, this is it. This has been good.
I mean, I said on Race Chatter a few weeks back, each week I think it's going to get better and better. So these guys, I said it earlier, they're talented, right? They were going to figure it out.
Cody Heinzman, Corey Sherman, Brian Dees not even in the picture. From fourth on back, it's kind of what we're watching right now. As those guys up front are just setting a pace that can't be matched right now. Although John Perkins is doing his best to try it. Perkins right now being scored in the 5th spot, and he's having some pretty good lap times.
Corey Sherman, new race leader out front, just passed his teammate, the catch-up man.
So lap 74, Corey Sherman takes the race lead once again, and this time it looks like Corey Sherman is going to take off. And again, man, I wish I could put a bug in his ear.
I was about to ask you, the thread of the race, crew chief, are you liking this?
I don't mind the fact that they're up front, but let's try and save that equipment a little bit. You're talking a 4-second lead from Brian Dees back to Kyle Wellman in 4th spot. You gotta know that you're going too fast if it's a 4-second lead. Save those tires.
I can just hear the crew chief in you, and you're aggravated. It's the aggravated crew chief. Driver, what are you doing? I love it. I love that aspect of it. It's that race horse mentality. You gotta go. But you are absolutely right. They could both back their pace down. D's can back the pace down and really save those tires. If they got this pace in them, they back it down, they can be just fast late in the run.
That's it. Save those tires for when it's going to matter. Yeah, the closer we get to the real life season that's coming up here for me, the more you're going to hear the agitation. It's coming. Lots of work to be done still, but my season is getting ready to go.
I'm hoping to fire one of these broadcasts up after a day after you all found the victory lane, so I won't.
Yeah, that's the nice thing is most of the time we run on Thursday nights. This first race, because it's the first race, it's a special one. So it's a 2-day affair, a Saturday and a Sunday. Yeah. Saturday will be a car show. It'll be a lot of practice in order to try and nail our setups. But by the time we get there, we should be ready to roll, I would guess. I've got the notes. The notes are out. The scales are ready. So is the alignment machine. Got a little bit of action here towards mid-pack. We're looking 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And right in the middle of it all, Dustin Ping in the 81. He's running the high side. Right behind Sam Lawson. Now he goes down to the inside.
As soon as you said back here in the mid-pack, Dalton was keying up, saying good save there, and you were going right back to it. That's hilarious how that worked out like that. We catch it all. We catch what we can up here. Zimmerman and Morocco, a little bit of contact here. As I'm telling you, these boys, they race from 1st through 25th. It does not matter. They are racing. 28's trying to get the pass on the 1 and also the 41, but just not able to do it. That low side has been the trouble for a lot of these guys all night long.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when you have a driver kind of taking up both lanes in the corner, but that's what the 41 was doing. Oh, man, old Kilroe, he's a smart driver.
He is. He absolutely is.
He really is.
To race around. He can be. He is smart. He is smart.
Right now, Kilroe on the outside of Larry Bell in the 4 car. Bell takes it down low. Up ahead of him, it's Dave Seats in the 14. Seats looking pretty good, driving clean right now. Seats running in the 13th spot. Kilroe going to make it 14th as he moves up another. So that damage doesn't look to be affecting the 41 all that bad right now at this juncture of the race. Lap number 82 of 240. And 41 looks like she's rolling. Brian Zimmerman takes it to the outside. He's going to get around Larry Bell, and here comes the governor. A 24 now lines it up against Larry Bell, and it's going to be a quick one. Bell slips back.
I think the more we get into the nighttime here, this track's really starting to pull off. Right? I think that's why we're seeing these guys get so tight and everything. The track conditions, they have definitely changed from what they started practicing. When they practiced, the sun was out. So this track has really, really changed over the course of this race so far.
Yeah, and amazingly, we still have a lot of racing to go. I mean, look, the only caution that has come out is one that was scheduled for stage number 1. Next stage caution is what, lap 120? Is that right? Yeah, 120.
As I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we did not have an incident caution at Talladega at all, did we?
No.
I don't think we did.
We should have, but we didn't.
Right,
we had that one really early on in the race that did not draw a caution.
That's right. So that's back-to-back good weeks for Blazing Pedal Racing here live on TSP every Sunday night.
If you're watching and you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and it'll let you know whenever True Sim Productions goes live.
Never miss a single lap of the action.
Or race chatter.
Or race chatter, yes sir.
Did I read right? Race chatter going on a little hiatus for the next couple of weeks or so?
Yes, in a few weeks. I can't remember exactly if it's like just a couple weeks or 7 or 8. I really don't know. But we are going to take a break in the summer, and I'll be honest, I'm thankful for that. I'm glad Corey wanted to do that.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Carroll and Jamie Walker make contact. Carroll comes out the victor of that one as Jamie Walker falls back about 4 spots. Able to gather it back up, but I bet you that wore the tires.
And then right after that, Carroll got into John Perkins in the corner on accident. So Carroll coming through one way or another, I guess. I didn't get to see it. I missed that one. He's normally a really clean driver, so maybe a slight mistake out of 99.
And one could have brought out the other. It doesn't take much to mess with your timing.
It does not. It does not. But you know, Chris, that's a good point. A lot of people don't realize these drivers, they got to be on some type of wavelength out here. They got to have some type of mutual understanding of what's happening when you're around each other, right? You got to be predictable, but you also got to race. As crew chief, we jump back up front here with 51, Heinzman. He's back out front, race leader. Looks like the 3 machine might have started backing it down for you here.
I hope so. Although what he probably did is hurt tires a little bit, and now he's going a little slow.
But I wanted to sugarcoat it a little bit too. He didn't want to aggravate you, you know.
No, it's too late. It's already done. and I hold on to stuff until next week. Heinzman, Sherman, Dees, Wellman, and Mark Arthur, your top 5. Mark Arthur leading the rest. And I mean it. Like, everybody is right behind Mark. These top 4 drivers, I mean, they're still running 1/10 to 2/10 faster than the rest of the group.
Chris Carroll wants around Mark. He's searching.
Yeah, he is.
He backed really far off of Mark there. Now to the inside. A little bit of a crossover move we saw there. Chris entered higher, try to get the momentum, cut underneath the 12, did it to perfection here. But Mark's gonna hang strong for a moment, but did that. Chris Taylor drives off the cliff, tried to get clear of the 12, but 12 might cross him over here. He does not. They're just gonna run out of room and race still really hard.
Yeah, Mark had the momentum, probably let up a little bit. Look, Mark's not a dumb driver. He's been doing this for many, many years. He knows. This thing's far from done. Shoot, we have 47 laps to go.
Yep. I can't do it. Don't ask me to do the math. Just a redneck with a computer. But Mark now is having a fight. Got the iceberg to his inside of number 66.
Oh, look at this. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2.
They're everywhere. Cars just everywhere. Lined up like a parade behind them.
Look, there was some true frustration that was happening, both up here in the booth and down on the track with the change of cars. But man, is it producing here tonight.
This is what I envisioned when I voted. I will be honest. I envisioned close racing where the draft's really important, so it keeps everybody around each other. That's what this race is right now. Yes, the top 2, top 3, they have broke away from the pack. But man, they're freaking fast, so they can just do that.
Look at them come off the corner. Woo!
I'll be honest, Chris. As a driver out there, this car, I race it on Friday night. It's not fun. This is not fun being out there. Like, it may look fun, but it's not. This is stressful here. Being on top of each other the entire race, it is stressful. You gotta focus. You gotta be laser focused at every single moment.
I believe that it's stressful because, like, I'm feeling it. I'm not driving it, and I'm feeling it. So, yeah, I get that.
Just everybody's close to the same pace, except Brian Dees, Corey Sherman, and the Ketchup Man.
That says a lot about the league. Having drivers that are around the same pace. It says a ton about the league.
Corey Sherman looking to the inside, Brian Dees looking to the inside of Corey Sherman. So 17 trying to take away P2 away from the Shermanator. Sherman goes up really high here, going to try to get all the momentum he can down the backstretch. And meanwhile, Chris, while this is going on, our race leader, Ketchup Man, he's loving seeing them battle out the mirror.
I don't know if he's even watching. He's kind of out on a Sunday stroll.
Absolutely, he is. He's almost out of the camera frame whenever you look at Brian Dees and Corey Sherman.
Well, Corey Sherman now back to the 3rd spot, which is right where he qualified here tonight. Brian Dees has made up 19 spots since the drop of the green flag 99 laps ago. You think he's looking for a good night tonight?
He's praying for it.
Is he still in the top 10?
Well, let me go look.
Or did he slide out? He's 9th. Okay.
Ninth. So he's almost in that gatekeeper position.
I think that was the one that surprised me, actually, that he was still up there. But, that's your thing. You do it. I like to read it.
Oh, you're talking about the power rankings.
Yeah, power rankings.
He's either 9th or 10th. He's right there on the gatekeeper spot.
Okay.
He's 9th in the points as well.
Yeah,
those power rankings are fun to do. They really are actually really fun to do, to go get. I get to see some weird off-the-wall stats, right? And it's just pretty cool to do. It takes some time. It does take me some time to put it together.
One driver out of this one, and I have to apologize. It's been, about 50 laps since he's dropped out, and I completely missed it. But it is Jason Bauer, unfortunately not able to continue on here tonight. So Jason Bauer in the 9 car has retired at about 50 laps ago.
I saw him pull down earlier, but didn't see what happened before that.
Speaking of laps, we got about 18 until the end of stage number 2. About 18 laps for Cody Heinzman. And, I mean, these guys, they're just having a run. These 3 drivers, if we're not talking to these 3 drivers at the end of the night, something weird happened. Because, my Lord, they're on a different level.
I 100% agree, but if there's any night for that to be shook up, it's a night when it's the longest race.
Oh,
of the
yeah,
year. And
absolutely.
there's so many laps left.
Yeah, there's so many things that can happen. I mean, how many times this year has Corey come down pit road and, well, for lack of a better term, he screwed himself, right? I mean, speeding or missing his pit or whatever.
Or going through the grass at Texas.
Yeah, something weird.
Or going through the road course at Indy.
Yeah, not really. Oh, Lord. Not really sure what happened, but Mark Arthur is falling back, and I do mean falling in a hurry. Back down to 13th spot right now is Mark Arthur, and there's a whole bunch of cars set up to the outside that might be trying to make a run. Oh, he squeezes in right ahead of Dave Seats. That might be the problem, is he was working the inside, and if that thing's pushing, yeah, look at this. He has to bring it down in order to make the corners work. That's a car that is pushing.
And as a driver, that's frustrating. Seeing these guys go by you, the car won't freaking turn, but you want to get on the throttle because they're passing you, Chris. It's just a double whammy here.
Yeah. Yeah, the way to correct it is the opposite of what makes sense to you on track.
Right.
You want to go faster, and that will just hurt you more.
Right, they're passing me, Cruzy. I want to throttle up. No, don't do that. But like I said, it's hindsight from the booth. It's tough. It's frustrating if you're in the 12 car right now.
Yeah, here comes Zimmy after the 14 works his way around. Oh, Zimmy into the wall. Sparks will fly.
He's like, Zimmy picked the throttle up really early. Started climbing the hill really early there.
That gave Mark a little bit of a chance to move up on the track just a little bit, but be careful here. They're looking to go 3 wide at any minute. The party boy is looking low. Now he's going back high. Oh, boy.
See the momentum he lost there. He lifted. That's why we do see the 3 wide, see the wreck some weeks, because a lot of people don't want to lift. You saw all the time he lost, but look, he's already fought right back. Got the 89, the lone Dutchman. Where the hell did he come from? Love to see it. Love to see Van Fleet out here.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping, so we talked about it last night, you saw when we talked about it. I'm hoping
Yes.
if he can finish the race tonight, right? Because it is our longest race of the season. Have you heard?
Well, right now it's about 20 minutes to 9. He typically has to pack up, I believe, at about 10 to 10. It's going to be tight for the 89 out there, but
That is going to be tight.
I think he might have a couple of, I'm going to be a little late, tied up in his back pocket. You know, I might be a little late tonight.
If I'm riding inside the top 10 of BPL, I'm just going to call in for the night, I believe.
Yeah.
But he is looking good. Hey, a quiet night. If you're not being seen on the broadcast, that can be a good thing, right? That means you're not really causing any problems. You have a quiet night. That's exactly what Van Fleet's doing, but he's going forward doing it.
Yes, he is. In fact, right now, Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, up 9 spots in the 14th position, maybe trying to make a run into the top 10 here.
Chris, I'm sorry to interrupt this, but you may want to look up front. Brian Dees has caught the catch-up, man. He was shoving him to the corner, the last corner, last lap.
Yes, sir, Brian Dees. He is looking on the low side. Cody Heinzman holding on to that top lane, trying to hold on to the momentum. Dees dives down low. And this is where you have to be really sure about your tires. Still have about 10 laps to go before the end of this stage, so the 17 could be a hero or a 0 if he can't make this work.
Remember how fast the 17 came on late in the end of stage 1? We are seeing it replicated here at the end of stage number 2. Heinzman's led every lap But the Soul Stealer, not able to get the power off enough, get the momentum on that low side. He's going to have to back it back down, regather.
Yeah, you saw him move up the track a little bit, trying to get a little bit more of that momentum from the top side of the track down low. Was not enough that time by, as Heinzman leads again. And honestly, right now, if Dees is as fast as Heinzman, if he just sits there, tries to go lap for lap with him for a couple laps, let those tires get a little less angry, he's got a shot.
Yeah, I think Dees has the puncher's chance right now. I really do. I think he is sitting perfectly how he wants to sit, as long as he can maintain this pace. Looks like right there, he got a little tight. He had to lift, stay off the wall. That allowed Heinzman to get a little real estate in between him and the 17.
That's the thing, right? You're looking so hard to try and pass that you stop running your race. And you can't do that. You have to keep going. Whatever brought you there is going to continue to work, but you got to keep doing it. You can't do something that somebody else is finding success with just because they are. Doesn't mean you will.
You hit the nail perfectly right there, brother. You said whatever brought you there.
Across the line one more time, working lap 114 is Cody Heinzman, Brian Dees, Corey Sherman, your top three. Way back, about 6 seconds back, Chris Carroll in fourth spot. Then it's going to be Jamie Walker, who is in the fifth spot. Eric Blunt, Kyle Wellman, Tom Roscoe, Chris Berg, Mike Hamlin, right now, your top 10. And I got to say, man, Philip Van Vliet is making a push to the top 10 right now. He is in 11th spot, and he's got Mike Hamlin right in front of him. The lone Dutchman may be looking for some points here in about 6 laps.
You can see one of them physically right there in front of him. He knows Mike Hamlin. That's a bonus point if he can get by the 11.
The thing about Van Vliet is he's very patient. He's very clean.
He's not aggressive at all. At all.
Yeah, he goes out of his way to be clean, right? And usually when you do that, you have more car than the people around you. And I think that might be the case right now. Van Vliet just trying to figure out a way to get around these guys. He's faster than all three of them. And you watch him. Line never changes. Lap after lap. When he sets his sights on it, he just wants to go. Lap 117 now started by our race leaders, but the battle right now looking for that 10th spot. Van Vliet looking. Oh, they almost went 3 wide. Timer Roscoe goes down to try and block it off. Now up. Oh my goodness. Ty is all over the racetrack trying to figure it out. Timer Roscoe now goes underneath the 66. Things are heating up with 4 laps to go. Look out. Here comes Philip Van Vliet down low. And the 41 of Dalton Kilroe showing up to the party.
Well, Timer Roscoe way down the apron, going to push up into the 66 maybe once again. I don't know how they didn't jump him right then, Chris. Don't know how. They're still facing forward.
Man, for just a minute, Philip Van Vliet was right where he needed to be, top 10, but now Mike Hamlin battling back. We go 3 wide for 10th spot. Oh, Van Vliet gets into the corner. Panel of the 11 of Hamlin backs it off, and that may be the fight. All done. Lap 119, a 240. Oh my goodness, it's not done yet. They're gonna rack them up and gonna try again, I bet. Van Vliet really lost his headwind and now gets it underneath the 66. The 66, I don't think saw him coming.
Look how much better he can roll the center. He drives right almost to the back number of the 66. As also right in front of these guys, Morosco and Hamlin, they were just going door to door. Like Hamlin charging forward here at the end of the stage.
Half a lap to go, less than, for Cody Heinzman, who has ended up gapping Brian Dees and Corey Sherman. So Heinzman, once again, by a good distance, going to be a stage winner
And also the battle we were watching, Van Fleet, a while ago, we were watching it. He got him a stage point. Got 10th.
Wow. Great move by Van Vliet late on that one. Top 10 bonus points receiver is going to be Cody Heinzman, Brian Dees, Corey Sherman, Jamie Walker, Chris Carroll. That's your top 5. Eric Blount, Kyle Wellman, Mike Hamlin, Tom Orozco, and the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet. Man, how about Cody Heinzman? First time out on track with Blazing Pedals, steals away 20 bonus points just like that. You guys aren't privy to it, but I'm looking over at a chat. Tanner says, we're not even halfway yet. Oh, I know, buddy. I know.
LOL. Little peek behind the curtain, huh?
We actually are now.
We are now.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah, I didn't see when you first sent it to me, but yeah, man, this one, it's a grueler.
It's in the title. The longest race of the season. Hey, damn it, I put it on there for a reason. The longest race of the season.
Yeah.
It is.
Pit road's gonna be busy.
Now remember, we talked about double stint earlier. They made us all look like fools. I thought they would double stint. Will they do it now, or are they taking a set now, Chris? What are we doing, crew chief?
I think you're taking it, right?
You gotta take them, right? You gotta take them. I think.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take them, and then you're gonna split this last run in half. You're gonna take your last set, and you're gonna run what you have. That's how it's gonna go. You're gonna have to stop one time for fuel. So you're going to get tires when you do it.
Well, there's a stage break coming at 180.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there's another stage. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So are we just basically taking tires every
time? Yep. Sure are.
That's the game plan here on now, driver or crew chief. Looks like everybody else is pretty much on board with that call. Oh, Larry Bell just put it to the hauler, manually disconnected. I don't know what happened to the floor machine.
Oh, no. He was doing well, too. Well, you win some, you lose some. Philip Van Vliet at the end of that stage was 10th spot. 40 seconds in his pit stall. He's going to be restarting in 20th position. 40 seconds. That's about 30 seconds longer than normal. What do you want to bet he was speeding? Okay, typically this is the last stage. It's not tonight. We get an extra one.
In the words of Darrell Walsh, boogity, boogity, boogity. It's the Charlotte 600, or, well, whatever. I don't know how many miles we do. 240 laps, mile and a half. Come on, Chris, help me out here.
Don't make me do that math.
Come on, Chris. All right, I'm calculator.
Yeah, get a calculator, because I can subtract like a son of a gun. I'd be pretty close to 300, I would think. But
I wanted to say 300, but I wasn't 100% sure. 360.
Oh, Lord. Well, I wrote it to you, but I'm just going to tell everybody. I got to go get another drink because, well, longest race of the year. You bet your butt it's taxing my voice. I'll be right back as we go live. We're on Cody Heinzman, your race winner, as we get ready to go back under green.
As green flag is out, the 17 was not able to match the pace of the 51. Got a terrible launch for the high side there. It's going to allow Corey Sherman to skate on by and take over P2.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's exactly what happened the last time. Oh, Corey Sherman gets loose, and he's going to lose some spots. Oh, my goodness. Did the rear end of that thing kick out?
That was a moment right there. That was a big moment for the 3.
By the way, I'm back.
At 10-4, hey, all right, good. That was a big moment right there out of the 3. There was a few moments I actually had to go back and look at between the Wild Man and Jamie Walker. Jamie's not one to key up very often, but he keyed up right there, Chris.
Ooh.
The Wild Man, living up to the nickname.
All right, well, Corey Sherman right now has got to do something he hasn't done all race. He's going to have to work with some traffic.
That's a great point. He has not had to race really anybody except Cody Heinzman and occasionally a Brian Dees.
So we're going to find out what the 3 really truly has underneath the hood of that thing here tonight as Cody Heinzman starting to stretch the lead over Brian Dees already. It's a half a second. Kyle Wellman sits in the 3rd spot. Corey Sherman has made his way to 4th already, getting around Chris Carroll. Carroll rounding out the top 5. All eyes on the 81 here tonight, as he definitely has not left my thoughts. Right now, Dustin Ping runs in the 12th spot, up 8 positions since the drop of the green flag, 128 laps ago. Cody Heinzman continues to lead the way, but new 2nd place runner, it's Kyle Wellman.
Now, Chris, let me ask you, is it Will Man or is it Wild Man, or are we about to find out?
I think we're about to find out, honestly, because, well, the fact that he knows he's not going to be able to finish tonight's race, that's going to open him up to maybe some bad habits here tonight. We'll find out right off the wall. Kyle Wellman bounces the right side off the wall. So I guess that answers that question in a hurry.
I was going to say, it didn't take long.
Corey Sherman working himself around the 17 of Brian Dees. So Sherman trying to get back to at least 2nd. Now, we know that car is fast on the first half of the run. We've seen it in the first couple of stages. So look for the 3 car to try and catch these top 2. Meanwhile, Kyle Wellman getting it done. He goes down low, and Heinzman, I think, may have moved up to let him go.
I think Corey may have keened in Heinzman on who that was around him. All jokes, of course. But the 42 got up there, off sequence to everybody else. He said he can't finish the race, going to go for points. He's about to get him a bonus point for leading the lap here.
And there it is. Trying to make a little hay is the 42 of Wellman tonight. Driver that started in 4th spot here with the drop of the green flag tonight, Mark Arthur, currently sits in the 16th spot, down 12 positions. And that Mustang, it's got to try and find a little bit of speed. He's been doing a decent job here tonight, but I think if he were to run the top side a little bit more,
He might. A very weird night.
It really has. He's been up and down, but I'll tell you, after qualifying, it just doesn't seem like the same car that it was. So we'll see what he does towards the end of this one, as we know the track is going through changes. here on lap 135. We're certainly under the lights at this point.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, Mark was somebody I thought was just saving tires earlier when he was falling backwards, but man, I mean, he's falling back and he's basically stayed there.
Something that caught my eye a little bit. Looks like there's some right side front damage out of the 13 of Alex Harris. So Harris may have visited the wall once or twice. And just so we're all clear, that's not a place you want to visit. It's,
I would say that. I was thinking that's pretty
it's a little rough on the body work.
right. The wall is not too nice.
Somebody who's been very, very quiet so far tonight, the 33 of John Perkins. Perkins has had a really nice season so far. The finishes that he's had, there's been a couple of stinkers, but everybody's had a couple of stinkers. Perkins has been one of those guys I've been watching all season, just waiting for a win. Even finishing Bristol on the lead lap with no hood, no front end. I mean, the thing looked like a modified.
I was going to say, I was like, this is what I got to say every time we talk about John Perkins. I'm going to remind you all. He finished 6th at Bristol without a front end.
Yeah. But right now, being scored in the 20th spot and maybe just taking it easy tonight. I mean, that's one of the things, right? It's such a long race. You don't have to go this early, right?
Battle for the race lead right now, though. We're talking about you don't have to go this early. Corey Sherman thinks differently to the inside of the wild man.
He sure does. Corey Sherman, I said it. Oh, contact! Contact! Whoa, boys, whoa! Take it easy out there. All right, continue on. That was really good, because that could have been really bad.
Look who it allowed to be right back out front.
Oh, yeah, Heinzman. I mean, he was just looking for something. He found it. Now, look, I was about to say, I had mentioned it before, but like for the first half of the run, I think the 3 car is a little bit faster than the 51, and then the 51 just on the second half of the run continues to be able to keep the same pace where everybody else drops off. But that little tussle that he just got into, the 3 car of Corey Sherman with the 42 of Kyle Wellman, that may have hurt the tires.
And I can tell you, it pissed the driver off too, because he felt like he just had the race lead. He was getting ready to take the lead, and then boom. Now he's behind the 8 ball, having to fight back.
Yeah. And that's pretty bad on tires too, just so you know.
That's worse on tires than anything else we can do, probably.
Yeah. A pissed off driver is never good on tires.
Right.
But to the race lead he goes. It took a couple extra laps. Corey Sherman now up front. And I'm telling you, that 3 car, it likes those short runs.
Cody Hines is in a sandwich right now. The 3 likes the short runs. The 17, we saw him be the fastest car each time on the long runs. And Cody's just been fast the whole time, right? You said it. His lap times are not really falling off cliffs. They're just falling off steady.
Yeah, he's just been really consistent. It's Kyle Wallman now in 4th spot. In 5th, it's Jamie Walker. He's being followed by points leader Chris Carroll. So Carroll has quietly made it back to his qualifying position.
Just got word from Larry Bell. I know he sent me this a while ago, but apparently he had an incident on pit road and made a mistake, and he all kept forward not to run anybody else's race, is what I gathered right there. A tough break for the 4 car.
Yeah. That's got to hurt you saying that a little bit.
I have a little bit of bias to the 4. I cannot tell a lie. You know what I'm thinking right now here, Chris? I'm thinking, how in the hell am I going to type out Cody Hines is in the top 10 power rankings because, man, oh man, his first race, he is just out here doing it. But I mean, only one race in, you can't do it, right? That's almost impossible to do that. But man, oh man, the 51, stalking the race leader right now, Corey Sherman.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not. I'm glad I'm not in your position, because if you get a driver that comes in his very first race, and let's say he wins it tonight, where does it even start? I mean,
right?
Your winning percentage is 1,000%. You can't get any better than that. Yeah,
we've had a driver do it before. Do you know who the driver was? They won Dover.
A one and done driver?
We had a driver win their first race ever that I know of. It was Chris Berg, I'm almost positive.
Yeah, Iceberg. Yeah.
Yep, Iceberg won Dover, I believe it was. And now it may have happened with other drivers, but that one sticks out in my mind. I'm noticing something here, crew chief. The 3's running a little bit higher up than 1 and 2. Everybody else is kind of painting that line.
Well,
watch him as he comes down here this side of the track. See if he does it again for me.
We'll see what happens here. Things might be changing, though, because the 88's on his way.
Everything I just said, throw it out the window. 51 goes high that time.
Yeah, Cody Heinzman may have seen another car coming that he doesn't recognize, and he says, yeah, might be time to go.
That's a great way to put it. That is a great way to put it. He don't know Jamie Walker, but he does see a red car he hadn't seen all night, catching him in a hurry.
Jamie Walker, for the first time tonight, inside of the top 3 as Brian D slips out. So Walker right now showing some speed now that the track has changed over to nighttime. And certainly that could be the problem with this car right here, the 12. Just that slight difference in track temperature. Maybe giving the 12 fits. Or he's saving. Now he could be saving too. Nice late run to try and get himself some bonus points. He's got about 30 laps before the end of this stage, so if that's the case, I would expect him to hold off for about 9 to 15 more laps and then see what that 12 car's got under the hood. As Jamie Walker clears the 3, we've got a new second place runner right now, the 88 Exalta of Jamie Walker. Sherman trying to fight back on the outside. This isn't the time to do that, Corey.
Can the 88, can it drive back down to 51 here?
Phew.
He's got the time. The time's left, right? If the pace is there, he has the time for the end of the stage.
Let's see what lap times look like this time by. A 36.9 for Cody Heinzman, a 36.2 for Jamie Walker. So maybe just a little bit quicker, but you can't see that on track. And that's only one lap. You know, you got to look at it for a few laps to really know the difference. Like by eye, it looks like Cody Heinzman's starting to stretch the lead.
It really does. It really does. That time by Jamie Walker with a 30.64 compared to Heinzman's 30.68. So Jamie, once again, a little bit quicker, but not a whole lot right there. Not a whole lot at all.
Oh, Corey Sherman giving me a heart attack out there.
The 3 can settle in right here because he's had a great night.
He does. He needs to relax.
But we're also broadcasting, right? Now the 17 looking to the inside of him here, Chris.
Yeah, well, I think Corey's made those tires really mad. Between the tussle that he had with Kyle Wellman and that move that he just had where he had to turn that thing left or else he was going to touch the wall. Those tires are probably pretty mad at him right now. He needs to settle it down, let him cool off just a little bit, run his race, and then go back on the offensive.
One thing cool for some of the fans at home, they may not know, Corey is the only driver out here in a full motion rig, I believe, correct?
Yes.
There ain't nobody else in a full motion rig, so he's feeling everything. He's got a nice VR helmet, so when he turns his head, his driver turns his head. Corey is basically sitting in a car right now.
Yeah. That's the one nice thing is Corey and I have the same VR. So at least I can tell you how he's seeing things. But how he's feeling things, I've used the motion rig when I went over to visit him, but I didn't spend a lot of time in it. We were too busy chatting and having fun with each other to really worry about racing that night. But
that's what they call it nowadays, chatting and having fun.
Yeah, that's what we were doing. Well, Amanda was there too, so, you know.
Cuddling. Oh, Amanda was there too. Never mind. There wasn't no cuddling then. No, but seriously, I'm jealous that you got to try it out. I am. I'm jealous that he's getting the race in it right now as we speak. Jealous.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But that being said, look, he should also be able to feel it a little bit better. If he's feeling that car.
Here comes the crew chief yelling at him.
Yeah, then he should know that he needs to relax a little bit on those tires for just a few laps. Right? That's all it takes. You let him cool off for a few laps. Then you can make a run again.
Corey just does not strike me as the relaxed guy. He's not as bad. He ain't as out there as Wellman, right? Wellman's just wild. Corey's not like that. But I don't know if he can relax. I think he's just going, but
oh no, trust me.
He's had a hell of a night.
He can relax. 5. He can relax so much. He can race on a track that you're not even racing on.
Well, touche. You got me there. You got me there, brother. I can't believe he did that, dude. I still cannot believe he did that.
Oh, it's too good. I hope he got the message to stay off the Roval tonight, but I don't know if he did.
I'm scared to death that he didn't. I'm scared if he has to pit. And you know he's going to pit at least one more time. I'm terrified here. No, but all jokes aside, the 3, you said it earlier. He needs to have a good finish here. He started out the season pretty good. Like I mentioned earlier, he led some laps at Daytona. Was one of the favorites at Daytona. But he's been on a downswing. This has been a good confidence booster for the 3.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, honestly, if he could finish inside of the top 5, I'd say mission accomplished for the night.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A grueling night like this, a long race like this, if you can walk away with the top 5, hell, that might feel like a win to some people.
Yeah. Chris Carroll's starting to close the gap to Corey Sherman, though. That's 5th place runner right now.
He's had a very weird night. Very weird night for 99. He's always only on the inside the podium.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs here tonight. But
matter of fact, Chris, his average racing position, I don't know if you saw, I did that flyer with off the wall stats. His average position when they're turning the laps is 2.4 is where he's rode. So between first and second and third, basically the entire season so far.
Yeah,
so him running in 5th is like eye-opening. Like, wow.
That's pretty strong. No doubt about it. He's trying to get one right now, though, as he works the inside of Corey Sherman. And Sherman, I think, is just going to let him go. Yeah, he is. He doesn't have a fight left in that 3 car.
Still, valuable stage points on the horizon. Still a little bit of ways away, but you have some real estate between him and the 11 of Mike Hamlin.
Yeah, and that's the other side of this whole thing for Corey Sherman is, you're picking up some bonus points where there's been races you haven't even finished. So you got to take tonight as a huge momentum gainer, no matter what happens for the rest of it at this point, as long as you finish.
Take the points that are there. Don't try to go for no more. take the ones that are there because it's a lot of points for him tonight. He's ran good in all the stages so far.
Yeah. Mike Hamlin right now in the 11 being scored in the 6th spot. Ty Morosco all by himself in the 7th spot. Then it's going to be Dustin Ping. Ping is up 12 spots into the 8th position. Right behind him, it's Dalton Kilroe and Eric Blunt. Just outside of the top 10. I haven't really talked about him all night long. It's the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And looky. What did I say about Mark Arthur? Maybe he's just hanging out, saving his equipment. That wily old veteran right now is finding himself in the 13th spot, looking for 12th as he's underneath Kyle Wellman.
Very, very old Mark Arthur.
Did I mention that he's a little old?
Right, I just need to make sure.
Mark was about 37 when he said, "What's that big bang that I just heard?"
Yeah. He had pet dinosaurs. Ooh, Wildman right there behind him. We're joking, and Wildman's frustrated. Got into the outside wall right there in the 42.
Yeah, the 42 may be out of tire. You remember a little bit ago, he was battling up towards the lead, got into Corey Sherman, and has been going backwards ever since.
And if I know anything about the 42, he's out of tires. He's out of patience now.
Yeah.
He's probably just seeing red. What about the rookie? The catch-up man. Gonna come out here and steal 30 points on the debut, huh? That's what it looks like.
That's what it's looking like. Add one more for lap lead, and he's got 31 points probably before he's even scored on the point sheet.
Absolutely.
Power fade. Well, I believe that's Derek Paulson. Steven Johnson checking in.
Oh, I didn't even put two and two together. Yeah, power fade. Oh, Derek Paulson not even here tonight. Where you at, Coffee Man? Stephen T out in the chat. That setup looks insane. I tried if I could. Thanks to all the fine folks out in viewer land. Like Chris mentioned earlier, if you could hit the thumbs up button, helps out a ton. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Chat with us on here. Let us know where you're viewing from.
Let's keep that natural growth of True Sim Productions going. Love seeing it every week. Just check that number real quick. The fight to 1,000.
It is. It's a fight. The road to 1,000. The fight to 1,000. It was exciting when we crossed 500. It was exciting when we crossed 600. It's going to be exciting when we get to 700. But man, oh man, it's going to be awesome if and when we hit 1,000.
So right now, Jamie Walker is in the 4th spot. He came up, made it up to as high as 2nd spot, and now starting to fade back. I think it may have been a run check for the 88, just to see when he was most competitive. Chris Carroll right now in the 3rd spot, up 3 since the drop of the green flag, but honestly, he's passed a ton of cars tonight because he's been all over the field. Gonna miss some races because of a personal schedule. Should be back next week. I'll let everybody know to be on their best behavior. You're missing a good one here tonight.
You are indeed.
Corey Sherman still holding on to the 5th spot. Mike Hamlin starting to slip back a little bit to Ty Morosco. Morosco might be looking for one more pass before the end of this stage number 3. Man, I am not used to saying that. Wow. We'll check in once again on Mark Arthur. This time we check in and he's getting ready to try and get around Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the MFRD driver who's currently sits in 11th spot with a 10 car of TBB under attack from the Barbie car. And Mark moves from the top side to the low side, has a bit of a momentum, And he is going to make that pass on Taylor Butcher Benjamin. So now Mark just outside of the top 10 with 6 laps to go. He's got a little bit of ground to make up to try and make it to Dustin Ping, who currently resides in the 10th spot with Dalton Kilrow right in front of him.
That's a funny moment. Too funny not to share. I guess Emily, I think she's down there cleaning the living room. Anybody that has kids know kids make a mess in about an hour, right? Well, my TV turned on and Spotify music started playing. Oh, Taylor Swift in the background really loud. And I thought I didn't know what in the world happened. She connected her phone to the Roku up here instead of the Roku down there. So thank goodness for push to talk. We had some Taylor Swift playing for a minute. You talk about spooking somebody, scaring somebody. Didn't know what was going on.
That would have scared me. I love it, Derek. Way to tune in, brother. Ping all over the back bumper of the 41. Dalton Kilrow. Ping looking to try and better his place by 1. He's got about 4 laps to do it, and here comes Mark Arthur. Ping down on the low side, able to make it stick, but starts to move up just a little bit mid-corner. Stays out of the 41, but not enough to make the pass.
They did get really tight right there.
This time through, he's going to try the top side, gets into the wall. Sparks are going to fly, and that may be a momentum killer for the 81 of Dustin Ping.
That may allow Mark Arthur to get up there, but look, already fighting right back to the back bumper of the 41. Ping is making that bottom work right now. That's something we have not been able to say about many folks here tonight. Scratches and scraped up. That paint scheme's wild, but man, oh man, he's going forward, battling for P9 here with Dalton Kilrow.
Mark Arthur like a shark in the water, hanging out, waiting to see who dips a toe in first. And Dustin Ping continues to try and make this pass stick. And that is all Mark needs to catch the rear bumper of both cars now.
2 laps now to the stage. Remember, the stage comes at the end of lap 180. They just took 179 there.
Mark's scraping the wall. He comes off the wall like a bat out of hell, though. Didn't lose any speed.
That's twice we've seen that now in the past 3 laps. Somebody hits the wall and they get faster.
Ping around the 41, and here comes the 12. The 41 may have touched the wall as well. Mark Arthur inside of the top 10, 1 lap. Maybe make it a half a lap for the 51 of Cody Heinzman to win all 3 stages here tonight for TNA. Cody Heinzman across the start-finish line, winning stage number 3. Brian Dees, Chris Carroll, Jamie Walker, Corey Sherman, your top 5. Morosco, Hamlin, Blunt, Ping, and Mark Arthur round out the top 10, all of them receiving at least 1 bonus point for being in the top 10 at the end of stage number 3. Woo! The action here tonight has been absolutely remarkable. One more pit stop to go. And this is where you have to do it perfect. Do not speed. Do not slide through your pit stop.
It pays to almost be conservative right here, but we know somebody's going to risk it. We know Chris Carroll, he's already had a speeding penalty once tonight. He's going to try to get everything he can out of it on pit road. There's ways to gain positions here, but man, oh man, it's a gamble.
All eyes on Cody Heinzman. Just waiting to be able to turn left in his stall. He does it. Nails it perfect. Corey Sherman nails it perfect. Mark Arthur nails it perfect. The 41 of Dalton Kilroe in his box. Right side's up. Left sides are going to go up. Cody Heinzman wins the race off from pit road. And boy, it was close. Chris Carroll had a hell of a pit stop. Oh, the 41 facing the wrong way on pit road. Oh, that is not good.
A double whammy for Team MFRD because Tom Orozco too fast exiting.
Oh, my. Well, when it goes bad, it goes bad. Man. Mark Arthur in his pit stall for about 30 seconds. That's about 15 seconds too long.
It tells me a little bit of damage on that Ford Mustang, the Barbie Mobile.
Well, we saw him get into the wall, so no surprise there. Looking down through some other times, looks like Alex Harris also in his stall for 45 seconds. Hunter Lagunas in his stall for about 50 seconds. Brian Zimmerman just over a minute.
Chris, you know what I like about this race here? Fuel, throw it out the window. It don't matter. They all got plenty. We're racing right now. I mean,
And that's
when we go back green, we're racing to the end.
That's the way it should be. I don't want fuel runs. I want racing.
Exactly. And we're about to get it here. It's going to be, what, under 60 laps to go? A little bit, give or take a few laps, I believe.
Yeah, we got enough. No problem at all. Kyle Wellman, it's too bad you couldn't finish tonight out, buddy, but understood. Have yourself a good night. Get some rest. Monday is tomorrow.
Princess needs his beauty rest, and Lord knows he needs a lot of it.
Yeah, getting back to fuel, they should have enough to go the distance plus one, maybe two green, white checkers if needed.
I think 2 is about the max, though. I agree with that. And I don't know if all can make 2, but 3, I think, is out of the question for all of them.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Base cars off. We're getting ready to go green flag for the final stage tonight.
It has been Cody Heinzman all night long, and that continues. He gets a great launch, but the battle's on for P2. It's the 88 and 99.
Walker and Carroll. Walker to the inside. Chris Carroll trying to build the momentum on the outside. He's got it. Chris Carroll maintains second position. Jamie Walker to third. Brian Dees sits in the 4th spot. Corey Sherman in 5th. We know Sherman has got a rocket ship early on in the run. Will he flex it?
Chris, not sure what happened here. 33, John Parker's way far off the pace. Does not have a front nose.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming down. Oh, he must have gotten into the wall on that restart. That right front tire is destroyed. We're going to go back and see if we can't find that, because that is some heavy, heavy damage.
I can't find nothing, but it had to happen right then on the restart.
Yeah, we're going to watch it right now, because the 33 right behind Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Dustin Ping right behind him. To his inside, he's got Philip Van Vliet. And the Iceberg, Chris Berg. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You know that word that Sam absolutely hates? Well, so do I.
Oh, net code, huh? Let's see. Oh my goodness, I got it put up on mine. Lap 185. That was gross. Sam would be getting sick right now.
Oh, he'd be trying to explain it away, but I'm going to tell you straight up, that is net code, and that's terrible. Terrible net code. John Perkins did not deserve that in this race.
I agree. There's some net code on here where you can honestly say, well, they were going to touch anyways. I don't think those cars were going to touch right then.
No, you saw the inside driver correct. He moved down to the left. John had all the room in the world, but no, the service had to take over and say, no, they were going to hit. Corey Sherman has worked his way to third. Oh my God, I cannot get over that.
Unfortunately for the 33, he had no bumper at Bristol and finished sixth. This track, sadly, it's not Bristol. You need a front nose on this. Yeah. You need all the aerodynamics you can have.
It's going to take 25 minutes just to straighten out that right front tire. I mean, he's done.
It was definitely not setting the correct way. Its camber was a little bit off from what they had set up originally.
Absolutely terrible. John Perkins, I am very sorry that happened to you. All right, let's get back to it because Corey Sherman, I was talking about it. He's got early speed, and man, oh man, he is up to third spot already. And he is knocking on the back bumper of the 17. Corey Sherman taking it to the high side. Just a nice, gentle arc is what the 3 is running right now. And honestly, that's the best thing you can do for that right front tire. Brian Dees looking for the race lead. Dees to the inside of Cody Heinzman. Dees takes over the front. Can he hold on to it? Can he make this lap count? Cody Heinzman battling back on the outside. Dees sends it flying through the corner. Gets a little tight, has to back out. Will Brian Dees lead this lap? No, he does not.
Dees, though, fighting strong on that low side. The low side's not the advantage here tonight. You can see Dees wants that clean air on the front of that nose, wants to be setting the pace here. But Cody Heinzman fighting really hard there on the outside lane.
Yeah, you know what this is doing to that right front on the 17, though? It's making it angry. Cody Heinzman has the preferred lane. And again, able to battle back and lead the last lap. Dees desperately trying to lead one lap here tonight in the 17. Sherman now working the backside of his teammate Cody Heinzman, and the 17 starting to fade.
Cody loves that. Took the pressure, took the heat off him. And look at that, 3 gets by the 17. You called it correctly. He's starting to fade, I believe. Or that low line was just asking a little too much out of the tires. He may let the 3 by here, try to slide back in. We'll know that answer in just a few laps, but don't look now. The 99's also starting to slowly but surely make his way to the front.
I think he might have felt the difference. Even with 2 laps on the inside, make it 3, as that's what it was. The 17, I think, was feeling the difference in those tires and had to back off and run a slightly different line. Again, I don't think the damage is permanent. I think he just got it heated up, and now that he can run the full width of the track, is going to be able to cool it back down. But the damage done, Corey Sherman in the 2nd spot. Chris Carroll runs in the 4th spot, up 2 since the drop of the green flag. Jamie Walker up 3 into 5th. And boy, oh boy, if you can't tell, things are heating up here at Charlotte. Charlotte, and she's a wonderful track. How about TBB out of nowhere running 6th spot right now?
TBB batting 1,000 this season. Out of all the races shown up, he's finished inside the top 10 each week. He's trying to continue that trend.
The Butcher Benjamin was starting to look to the inside of the 88. Now lets it sail to the outside. Here comes Chris Berg. Berg on the inside, going to take away a lane choice. Not going to happen. Taylor takes it right back. Now the Butcher takes the spot away from Jamie Walker, and the 10, she is a rolling. I gotta say, I really love that blue. I love the way it looks. Michael Falk, man, he can make some cars look good. Jamie Walker on the outside. He's got Chris Berg right behind him. And I think TBB may suffer.
Seeing Jamie really starting to surge as now Chris Carroll also trying to look underneath the 17 as they got really tight, really close together there off turn number 4. But yes, Jamie Walker was running right up next to the wall, trying to get momentum down to the inside of the 17.
Battle for the race lead right now. Corey Sherman trying to pass Cody Heinzman. We saw this with the 17, where the 17 was staying down low. Now Diesel sitting in 5th spot. How many laps will the 3s try and take over the lead here on the inside? Heinzman has no problem letting them have the inside. He just stays on the outside. He runs his lap. If they get by, they get by. And if they don't, they suffer. This time, though, the 3 does make that pass stick. Heinzman right on the back bumper, almost pushing Corey down the backstretch. Maybe he was pushing, because, wow.
These two, they're not only racing for a BPL race win here, they're also racing for the TNA banner. That's cool to see them duking it out here.
I'll tell you, it goes even further than that because they race each other in a Cyber Thunder League. So, yeah, I think they're teammates in the Cyber Thunder as well. And,
yep.
You know, who best to race yourself against than a teammate, you know? You always try a little bit harder against a teammate. That's what I found.
I've always said, I want to beat my teammates worse than I want to beat the other people.
Yeah.
Hearing reports earlier that Dave Seats, something with Dave Seats and Amanda Sherman, another fellow TNA driver. I don't know what happened to him, but I see Dave Seats has put the car on the hauler for the night. The 14 car is retired.
Yeah, Amanda Sherman, unfortunately, just hasn't put it together here tonight. She was one of the fastest drivers here during practice, and it just has not come to fruition during the race. Right now, she is being scored in the 20th spot. Make it 19th as Hunter Lagunas in the 27 brings it down pit road. Don't know if that's going to be it for Hunter Lagunas here tonight, but Amanda Sherman taking over the 19th spot.
I feel like Amanda Sherman proved tonight in practice that she has the pace. I think she gets timid out here with a lot of people, and she's somebody like Philadelphia we mentioned earlier, almost too nice, right?
Yeah. Cody Heinzman, I think, said enough is enough. I want the race lead back. Thank you very much. And Corey Sherman slides into second spot. But here comes the 99. Chris Carroll about to put the pressure on Cody Heinzman.
is a battle I've wanted to see all night, but don't look now. The 3 car back to the inside of the 99, crossover move out of the 3. But now remember, 99, he is in the preferred spot there. Chris Carroll on the high side. Going to get the momentum, launch out of a cannon here as they go back down the backstretch.
Yeah, here he goes. The 99 has made that pass. The 3 slots in front of Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker having a great night himself. Another guy that honestly could use a really good night.
Crew chief here. We're about 30 laps into this run now. We're creeping to it. And I'm noticing the 3 start to slide back in. This has kind of been a trend of the race. Huh? He fires off really quick. He has great short run speed. If he can get a late race caution, something shake out for him. He could be a contender, I believe.
Yeah, he took the words right out of my mouth. If there is a caution, watch out for the 3. If not, I suspect a 5th place finish may be the best the 3 is going to be able to accomplish here tonight. Right now under attack from... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right now under attack from Jamie Walker, and D's also looking on the inside.
So Chris Carroll was able to get around Corey Sherman. Jamie Walker's trying to do it right now, but you notice Carroll has not really closed the gap between him and the catch-up man, Heinzman. This is the battle. I've wanted to see them two get around each other. And it finally happened, but a lot of real estate between him and the race leader.
Yeah, at first there wasn't all that much, and now Heinzman is just opening it up. And it looks like the 33 of Perkins was able to make it back out on track. Several laps down, though. But good on John for getting out there and running some laps. It's the best way to make some points up. You never know. You never know.
And they put a front nose in that 33. It looks great once again. It's probably not driving great, though, huh? It had quite a bit of damage. I think they just put a new nose on it.
I think probably a bit down on power, it looks like, anyway. Well, Sherman is slotted into 3rd spot. Seems to be holding on to it pretty well. Dees was able to get around the 88. So with them battling behind Corey has got a little bit of a reprieve in the action. Jamie Walker being scored in the 5th spot in that red and rainbow colored Exalta machine. And then behind them by a little ways, the 10 car of Taylor Butcher Benjamin sits in the 6th spot. Party boy Sam Lawson, the governor, sits in the 7th spot, but Chris Berg looking on the inside, and right behind them it's Dolan Kilroe. Kilroe actually getting around Berg right now on the outside. And he's going to make that pass stick, then drops down to the inside. Here comes Dolan Kilroe. A little bit of adversity for Dolan Kilroe earlier on, but seems to be over it now after he pancaked the right side of that car into the wall. Now it looks like all the speed is there in the MFRD, number 41. Way back in Never Never Land with nobody around him. It's the number 12 of Mark Arthur. Mark has slipped back 11 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's able to get a little bit of a late run by saving the tires, which I believe is what he's doing again. And he might be looking for a top 10 finish, but boy, unless he can start going now and hold on to those tires, I don't see it going much better than that. Up front, though, it's still Cody Heinzman with Brian Dees able to get around Chris Carroll. So Carroll now sitting in the 3rd spot. Corey Sherman has slipped back to 5th as both Dees and Jamie Walker were able to get around the 3 car. Taking a look out the front window of the 3 for just a moment. You could see the 88, but it's starting to get a little bit smaller. In fact, John Perkins may be a little bit faster than the 3 right now. This is the difference in tires, I believe. Corey Sherman sits in that 5th spot. Cody Heinzman right now, a 0.6 of a second lead over Brian Dees. Chris Carroll in 3rd. Jamie Walker in 4th. Corey Sherman 5th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin sits in the 6th spot. Colin Kilrow is coming, though. Kilrow in the 41, finding some late race speed. Looking to try and potentially get a top 5 out of that 41 machine. Mike Hamlin sits in the 8th spot. Ty Morosco in 9th. Eric Blount in the 10th position.
As Chris had to step away momentarily, got back and had a little shake-up from second on back. Looks like Brian Dees now took over P2.
Yes, he has. Chris Carroll in 3rd. Jamie Walker, Corey Sherman. Those are our top 5. Getting back, we're going through the field. I believe we were on Chris Berg. Berg in 11th spot. Behind him, Philip Van Vliet in the 12th position. Dustin Ping in 13th. A good run for Ping. Honestly, he's up 6 spots, and you know he's got other things on his mind. He's actually getting ready to go around Sam Lawson right now. He's trying on the inside. So those two battling out for 13th spot. Then in the 15th spot, we've got Mark Arthur. Last week's winner at Talladega, Brian Zimmerman, in the USA Firearms Machine, running in 16th spot. He was a hoot. You guys were talking to him last night on Race Chatter, man. He had some great stories. Really loved listening to him talk. Mike Massengill in 17th spot. Amanda Sherman in 18th.
You said he was a hoot. I love that. My grandma says that. That's awesome, Chris.
Come on.
To interrupt you, but he said he's a hoot. That's awesome. I've never heard anybody else ever say that other than my grandma.
Dude, you realize I'm almost 50, right? I'm kind of like between you and Mark.
Oh, you kind of just showed your age right there, huh?
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
That's
Sorry
all.
to interrupt, but that was awesome. I've never heard anybody else say a hoot. That made me perk up. That was great.
Amanda Sherman 18th, Alex Harris 19th. Everybody else at least a lap down or more. But all eyes are on the newcomer, Cody Heinzman, who has led the most laps here tonight. I don't need anything to tell me that. Brian Dees sitting in the 2nd spot, who is having the run that he really needed coming into tonight, with Chris Carroll in 3rd, Jamie Walker and Corey Sherman, your top 5. It's been a great night of racing here so far, and we're not done yet, but it is starting to wind down. About 16 laps to go.
Absolutely. I just peeked over at the chat, see Brian Zimmerman has some family watching. Mr. Jonathan out there in viewer land. I know Andrew, brother-in-law, he is definitely watching. Shout out to Andrew. Hadn't seen him come across the chat yet, but no, he don't miss a night of racing here with us at PSP. So shout out to them too for hanging out with us. Lori, Miss Connie, as always. And of course, Power Fade, Mr. Derek Paulson, and Stephen T. Johnson, and Shelly Cook, everybody. Thank y'all for chatting with us tonight. It's been a fun race so far. And I'm telling you, the intensity is ramping up. Laps starting to wind down here, Chris.
Yeah, we're inside of 15 laps to go for Cody Heinzman, the newcomer, the new kid on the block. And man, has he had a heck of a run here tonight. Originally, he wasn't going to start working BPL this early on in the season. It was slated to start maybe next month, I believe. So I'm not entirely sure what changed. Maybe he just really likes this track. And man, it shows.
Like Charlotte. He likes Charlotte, I think.
My Lord.
Because if he's this fast at every track, these boys better pack a lunch. Because I mean, he's putting it to him out here tonight. He's coming out and this is a statement win for him right here out the gate. A statement. If he's able to hold on.
I'll tell you what it is. It's another top tier driver that some of the lesser top tier drivers can learn from. It's just another really good driver And you can't look at that as a bad thing. You got to look at it as a good thing. It's just somebody, oh, the 3 hard into the wall. That's going to hurt. But it is somebody else that you can learn from. And if you take it like that, man, you've got a hell of a league right here.
I'm telling you, I mentioned it earlier, just adds to the talent pool. But yes, sir, the 3. Hard contact with the wall. I'm trying to get eyes on it to see what it looks like, but the camera are not working with me greatly.
Oh, yeah, let's see what we can do. Not a ton of damage, at least to the fascia, the front bumper cover. So I'm going to say the 3 is okay, but that was a lick. Make it 11 laps to go. 11 to go for Cody Heinzman. First time driver here for Blazing Pedals. Dees, Carroll, Walker, Sherman round out the top 5. Then it's Butcher, Benjamin, Kilroe, Morosco, Hamlin, and Blount. I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce that name. Chris Berg just making a pass to get inside the top 10. Here comes Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet making a run for the top 10. That'd be a really good run for Philip Van Vliet as well. Another driver that really could use a great run, and he is setting himself up for it. I'm telling you, he finished top 10 at this track with 260 laps. You did something. I'd be calling into work. There's no way I could work after this.
I'm definitely using sick day. We're taking a sick day.
Van Vliet stuck on the outside. I'm not sure that's where he wants to be right now. Is kind of looks like it may have broke his momentum a little bit, having the 24 inside. And as soon as he makes the clear, he goes back down to the inside. Philip Van Vliet sits in 12th. Checking in on our race leaders. Gap right now back to Brian Dees, about 0.6 of a second. 0.8 back to third place, Chris Carroll. Brian Van Vliet out there in chat. I love it. I want to thank everybody for, even if it's one sentence, writing in something tonight just to let us know you're out there. I appreciate that. TNA having a hell of a night here tonight. It looks like all 4 drivers going to be inside of the top 18. That's a pretty good run for TNA. That damage to the 3 car may be starting to show up, though, as he is running in the 6th spot. That's the lowest he's been all night long. As Corey Sherman starts to fade back. Taylor Butcher Benjamin takes a peek on the inside. The Butcher maybe looking to set up the 3 for a pass, and he does it. Heading through turns 3 and 4, the Butcher makes the pass on Corey Sherman, and it's stuck at the line. Sherman trying to battle back to go into 1 and 2. He is going to have to turn that wheel hard right now because that car is not happy.
Definitely not driving the way he wants it to, but look at the momentum. Shot out of a cannon there. Number 3 on the outside of turn number 2. Now Taylor's got to slide back in. The laps are winding down, but he has enough laps to try to approach this battle again with the number 10.
Yeah. Corey would be really happy with a top 5. A top 6, he might be a little disappointed. But it's still going to be a great night here for him. Check in once again with our race leader, Cody Heinzman, and he is opening it up. 1.38 seconds now over Brian Dees, 1:69 over Chris Carroll. Heinzman finding that speed that he has had, especially later in the runs, all night long. And man, with 3 laps to go, he's just cracking open a can. I can't say what the can is, but it's a can. Lone Dutchman has the 2 cars stopping him from a top 10 right in front of him with 2 laps to go. And I know I'm an announcer and I know I'm not supposed to have favorites, but let's go, Philip. Get it going. Push.
He's to the inside right here of Iceberg. He's had a great long run car all night long. That's been his strong point.
White flag is out. Half a lap to go for Cody Heinzman and Brian Dees and Chris Carroll. Heinzman sends it in to turns 3 and 4 for the last time here tonight. No extra distance, no extra cautions. It is going to be a straight up win for our first time driver, Cody Heinzman. Brian Dees picks up a great second spot. Chris Carroll, another podium. Jamie Walker just outside of a podium. A great night for him. He'll take it. Dalton Kilroe with 5th spot. Another should be happy driver, along with Corey Sherman, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Mike Hamlin, Ty Morosco, and Eric Blount. Top 10 right there. But my word, the 51 came in. First time ever, won every single stage. And the race, oh boy.
What a race, what a race, what a race. What a night, what a statement out of Cody Heinzman.
Getting ready to set up victory lane, waiting for Chris Carroll, it looks like. Man, oh man. I'm glad I wasn't driving. Tanner, I'm whooped.
I am too. My voice is shot. It really is. I know I like to talk a lot, and man, oh man, we have talked a lot tonight. My voice is shot. You know, these drivers are wore out. They are wore out too.
Yeah. I totally get that. Well, as we wait for CC, I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started because, man, it's almost 10 o'clock as it is. It's getting to be a long one. Let's go ahead and bring up second place finisher, Brian Dees. Brian, driver of the number 17, the Soul Stealer. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. You know,
just a little second spot, you know, no big deal.
Little Sunday drive.
Just a podium finish that you really kind of needed to kind of right the ship a little bit. Why don't you take me through your race?
It was a heck of a
Uh,
race.
yeah, it was a long one. Why don't you pick one
Uh,
part of the race? How
Definitely.
about this? Let's do this. The first time you got in the top 3, you were battling Cody and Corey. Let's start there because it was
Yeah,
good
that,
work to get there.
I mean, the first stint, yeah, I was just basically holding back, trying to save my tires as much as possible. About halfway through that stint, was able to start making my way, picking them off one by one. I think I made my way up to third or something like that, third or fourth by the end of the first stage. So starting P21, definitely thrilled with that. And then the rest of the stages, I think pretty sure I finished second in all the other stages. So, and then finished the race second. So definitely can't complain. The 51 car though, I don't know. It seemed like he was just running the absolute minimum speed he had to. Like anytime I got into second, he would just keep the exact same gap for like the entire run. I don't know how he did it.
Me neither, but that's one of the things we're going to try and figure out. Brian, who do you have on the 17 that you need to thank tonight?
Well, I was always definitely got to thank the team sponsor, Michael Falk, for all these paint schemes he does for us. Again, think he's best in the business. Looking for the cheat sheet here. I don't see where it is. But we'll try to go by memory. Gotta also thank Priority Auto. I think Five Kings, Butt Kicker,
Blackhawk Motorsports.
Blackhawk Motorsports, and the title sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing.
Attaboy. Good job.
Also can't leave you guys out up in the booth. You guys are, I think, probably some of the best in the business in what you do.
Well, we appreciate that, Brian. Hey, buddy. Great job here tonight. It was fun to watch the Soul Stealer finishing on podium, driving that number 17. It was Brian Dees. Tanner, I believe you caught up with your buddy, driver of the number 99, Chris Carroll.
Chris Carroll, you
got
live
you.
up in the. Oh, you got us. Chris
I
Carroll,
got you, sir.
brother. Man, that was I remember at long race, right? But I remember earlier on in the night, I said, "Man, it's weird seeing Chris right. You were still running 5th, 6th, but outside the top 3, right? Just never seemed like you ever get the track position you truly need to get up there and mix and mingle with the race lead. Talk me through your night, though, brother.
Yeah, I ran it too hard on the first run. Realized how to drive the car. Second run, I ran it a little better. Third run, I figured it out, and then at the front, I mean, I got a speeding penalty. It put me back there, so I had to kind of use them up on that run. But I figured out what I had to do. Once I got to the front, I needed the track position to sit right behind Corey and run the exact same line he was, exactly how he was doing it to have a chance. And the guys, it's a bit of an air race. When you got the lead, the clean air saves your tires. I learned that when I was by myself, and there's a lot of stuff I learned throughout that race. And the guys 2nd through 6th racing super hard. The second they do that, they're just using up tire, and the leader can just cruise off. And never did get the track position to get after Cody, but he ran the right race, and he ran a smart race, and he deserved to win.
He did, but you still brought the car home P3. You have finished every race this season except for one inside the top 5. So the 99 is firing off really strong this season. Congratulations for another podium finish here tonight, brother. Who we got to thank for the 99.
Well, I always got to thank you, Tanner Marr. Without you, I wouldn't have got into these leagues. USA Firearms and Brian Zimmerman. I got to say happy birthday to Larry Bell out there. He's going to hate me for that, but always Brian Zimmerman, USAFirearms.com, and everyone who sponsors this league, everyone who works hard, and all my friends and family that watch this, Tanner. I got a lot of people watching this now. It's pretty cool.
Right on, boss. Well, they watched you almost perfection tonight, right? Brought home P3. Congratulations, boss.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
And that was the driver of the 99. Getting it done here in 3rd spot, it's Chris Carroll. That leaves us with just one driver to talk to. And, man, what a way to make a debut. Driver of the number 51, it's going to be Cody Heinzman. I'm proud to call him teammate, even though right now I'm an announcer. Cody, this is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do indeed.
Man, oh man, what a way to come in and just make your name known, Cody. What was the big trick tonight, bud?
Well, coming into it, I definitely wanted to come out with a statement. Luckily, the track kind of worked out well. I think this is probably my best mile and a half as a driver. And I've come close a number of times in other leagues and in the past here, but this is the first time I've actually gotten one where it was, just a really hard fought good win around this track in the Cup car. So really excited about it. But coming in, it was tires. It was tires. The whole race was just about managing a mixture of track position and keeping the tires under me. So I didn't want to be any lower than second place at any point. And when I was in the lead, I didn't want to get too far of a gap and just try to manage it from there.
I'll tell you about it. It was a lot of fun watching you get around this track tonight. And it was a huge... I'll tell you what this is. It's a huge victory, for the first victory for TNA here this season. Maybe something to get a little momentum for the team going. That last question is going to be, who do you have to thank on that 51? Because what a blast.
Well, first and foremost, Corey Sherman, who proposed the idea to me to come join TNA here at BPL and give it a go. We've been running a lot over in Cyber, and that's been a lot of fun battling with him and all the other guys over there. So I was looking for some more racing, always am, and we decided to give this a go. And I mean, hey, it was is a perfect first start.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. I will warn you, tomorrow you will want to mute the chat. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that, because it's going to be coming at you all day.
It was muted the second I joined.
Right on. Cody Heinsman, driver of the number 51, first time out, first time winner here for Blazing Pedals, really getting it done. And Tanner, speaking of getting it done, buddy, it's 5 after 10 real time. That's Eastern time, in case you didn't know. It is just about time for us to wrap it up. Any final thoughts here out of Charlotte? Or, well, Charlotte.
Hey, bro,
Here's the
it's
thing.
so long ago.
I got a Charlotte in Vermont, and it's spelled the same damn way.
Oh, okay. I won't bust any too hard then. Brother, it's been a long one, right? It's the longest race of the season. It's in the title for a reason. We're beat. Drivers are beat. The catch-up man, though, shout out to him for coming out and putting it to him. First race of his BPL career, as I call it.
Yeah, it was great to watch. I want to make sure I shout out Dustin Ping and his family one more time for the loss of Jewel Daisy Taylor. 6 days ago. A hell of a run for Dustin here, knowing that he's got other things on his mind, and I want to make sure that he knows that we're thinking about him. Before we all go, let's remember that we all have people that can disappear from our lives at any point. So make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of each other. And until next week, this has been Chris and Tanner live here on True Sim Productions.